What's up, Mortgage Coach community? Dave Savage interviewing Katie Pastor-Trinidad. What's up, Katie?
How are you, Dave?
It's awesome. I am doing great. I was having an unbelievable time hanging out with you and Dan for the past couple of days in Sacramento.
Yeah, it was awesome having you out here. And I think besides your friendship and besides you being in our house, I think you speaking at our sales meeting the other day just kind of lit a fire under me and got me motivated. And I've even implemented some things in my business just in the last couple of days since you've been here. So I appreciate you being out here, and I appreciate you spending some time with us.
No, well, I had an amazing time with you, and I had an amazing time with your team. And thank you so much for that amazing, nice little social post that you did. That was it was heartwarming, you know. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you. The whole community appreciates you.
Well, it was a great visit, and I met with a lot of other great people, and we had an awesome dinner with Gene. So first, for anyone who has not heard me interview you, which I do think most of the people that are active in our community now, you're getting to be a little bit of a rock star. I think, you know, the fact that you're speaking at Sales Mastery this year, I think is going to be like Katie Trinidad is a full mortgage coach rock star.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks again for your support and helping me get there, because it's your tools and your coaching that has certainly transformed my business.
Good. Well, I appreciate that. So how are you doing? Like, how is production last month? What do you think you're going to do this month? How are things going?
Yep. So end of July, I've helped 86 families, and I've closed a little over 28 million through July. And my business is certainly different these days than it's been, over the last few years. And that's just because of, like everybody, we're seeing some more refi business. So, I'm at a point where, as most, busy loan officers, where they're at is I'm at a point where I really want to be laser focused on my business, my purchase business, in addition to still serving my database and taking advantage of those refi opportunities and helping those families, save money or pull cash out. So I'm really juggling my time between my purchase business and then, like I said, those refis. Today I actually spent some time, if you're ready to go into this, but today I actually spent some time with my Realtor partners, and we had a great session for about 2 hours talking about how we can get more buyers. So, I took some time out of my busy schedules with refinances and really just wanted to focus on my Realtor partners again and driving that purchase business. And the recent conversations that I've had with some Realtor partners, I've had 3 or 4 of the same conversations in the last 10 days or so, and they're saying that the volume has dropped off a little bit. So I really wanted to get in front of them and create something kind of a wow experience for them, so that they could see how they could get buyers off of the fence. So I did a rent versus own presentation with my Realtor partners today, and we talked through it, and we really focused on what somebody's paying in rent, how much they can buy, or what that purchase price looked like, and that mortgage payment, with keeping that mortgage payment the same as the rent. We focused on that. More importantly, we focused on the investment piece of the purchase. And I think that's where we miss, realtors and loan officers, we miss that piece often. We're so hyper-focused on what it's going to cost them and what their monthly payment's going to be, that we miss the opportunity of educating these people that this really is an investment. So let's look at the appreciation that you're going to see with this investment, hopefully within the next several years.
So I hope everybody caught that, because that is an interesting thing that's happening right now. Like, loan officers are killing it. I mean, the purchase business is solid, and to your point, might be trailing down for some realtors. We have refis, so we're like, wahoo. By the way, how are you going to close out the month, in terms of purchase and refi? What do you think you'll end up with? And, I think it's the last day of August. Yeah. What do you expect it to look like for yourself this month?
Yeah, so last month in July, I did 22 transactions, and I think I was more purchase focused in the month of July. And I would say about 80% was purchase transactions still. July, I should close out, I think 11. I've got to double check and see what we funded today. And again, the majority of that business is now refi this month. So I've seen a big shift. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to spend some time today with my realtor partners, really focusing on, purchase business, and two, because
Right.
they've been saying that their business has slowed down.
Well, and that's the sustainable snowball platform is our purchase business. Interest based on interest rates, refis go up, go down. It's important. Everybody listen to this. You get both opportunities. Also, if you're not doing refis, you don't have a client for life model, especially in this. So let's get into specifically what you did before I pull up a total cost analysis. Give me a little scripting on how you describe this to the realtor. So we're gonna pull up a rep versus own, but what did that sound like before you gave it to the realtor? How did you position it, and what did you say to them?
Yeah, so I invited them to come to our office today for a little lunch and learn, and I wanted to go over a marketing strategy that I had to help them grow their business. So that's all I did. That's how I positioned it. They came, and the reason why I wanted to have it here at my office is because we have these big TV screens that when we display, whether it be a total cost analysis or rent versus own, when we put that up on the screen, it's just really powerful. They like to see it, up on the screen. It's easy for them to read. So that's how I presented it. They came and we chatted about it and went through all the details.
Well, by the way, there it is on the big screen. Now, Katie,
Yep.
I will tell you, you probably didn't take a picture of that, but when you have a bunch of realtors together or a client looking at Mortgage Coach on a big screen, feel free to send a picture. We'd love to have one of those on Instagram one of these days.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm usually pretty good at tagging you, so I'll certainly
Cool.
do that in the future.
So, all right. So tell us what we're looking at.
Yeah. So another thing too, I'm seeing more of the single premium mortgage insurance than I've been seeing, and maybe that's just in my strategy and how I've been working with my clients. But I wanted to make sure that the realtor partners knew about this strategy. So I have, obviously here we've got the rent situation, and then we have the FHA as option one. We have option two with the single premium mortgage insurance. And then option three, we have the monthly mortgage insurance. And again, our realtor partners are used to seeing this monthly mortgage insurance option. So I really wanted to educate them on the single premium and how it works. And I also let them know that, a lot of times when we're working with our clients want to stay with a monthly payment that they're comfortable with. So the information that I have here that I put together, the rent that we use, if you want to scroll to the top there, the rent that I used is for 2019, that's the average rent in the state of California for a 3-bedroom home. So that's the reason why I use that number. And then again, those three scenarios, I want to show the realtor partners what the difference is in the monthly payment with these three different loan types. Also in that second loan type, our market is softening a little bit, and we're starting to see it a little bit longer. And so there's opportunity to do some negotiation as far as credits go. So that second option has that single premium to lower the borrower's monthly payment. And I also included that contribution from that seller, so a 2% contribution in this case, to help pay for that single premium mortgage insurance. And again, they love that. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, we see that a lot. And we're even seeing, the Scott Nicholson whole seller buy down strategy where that could be 3%, seller buy down and seller concession. But I like the way you used it to handle the MI. That was creative. It was a finance strategy. This is definitely something that's a level above most loan officers. Most loan officers aren't going to be able to show rent versus own, the monthly. Well, they can show the monthly payment difference. That's not a big deal. But they're not showing the cost over different windows of time. And they're not doing it over 2 windows of time, which I think is what distinguishes a mortgage coach from a loan officer, is that you're showing multiple periods of time. And then in a very simple and easy way, you're showing a finance strategy. I mean, this isn't just a loan program. I mean, this is a creative finance strategy to help a family go from renting to owning. Anything else that you kind of called out, or anything that was kind of like a big wow to the realtors?
Yeah, scroll down if you would, down to the rent versus right there. So I really spent a lot of time in our meeting educating them on this piece and reinforcing that, you know, not only are these people, you know, buying a house to own a house, but it's also an investment. And I really want us all to do a better job at encouraging people to buy a house and look at it as an investment. So we spent some time on that. Yeah, right there. So this piece right here, I had all sorts of realtors taking pictures of this slide because it shows.
So this was like a wow, like when you went boom, boom, like the cameras came out and they're like, that's awesome.
Yeah, so they obviously like this piece because they can see, you know, how much potential equity they could have in 5 years if they make the investment and purchase a home. The other thing too is their investment is basically 3% down, plus some closing costs. So with that, the amount of equity that they're getting, it's substantial. So yeah, we spent some time on that slide, that one right there, and then going back to that previous screen, looking at the investment over 5 years, you know, how much they could have.
Got it. So guys, 2 different times, 60 months, and you could have literally manipulated this while you were talking to the client, and then you chose 15 years to really blow up the value. You know, look at the net cost, you look at the owning, you look at the equity gain, and then of course it's always nice to have your 5-star reviews showing up there all in the same place. Anything else that you just did, and when you showed it, did you do it in this format or did you do it in this format? Which format were you showing it on the big screen?
Yeah, I did it in the previous format, and only because I'm not used to switching the format over to this view. I prefer this view, so I'll certainly, you know, do that more often, because this is just.
Well, I don't know. I personally, I prefer this view because you can kind of just like, you know, you can show it in layers instead of everything being on the screen. But I do think it's kind of like, this is a great view to explain it. And I'm actually doing an interview with a loan officer who almost like builds this out. He shows, like, if he was doing this and he was doing this learn, it would show off with the rent column. Now he would have filled out the whole TCA, but he would just be suppressing each program. And then he'd go, okay, well, let's look at an FHA option. And then that would show up. And then he'd say, now let's look at a single MI. You know, most loan officers, you know, they're not thinking about this. And now let's look at all 3. And then he would just kind of peel it back in stages. But I love the way you did it. You know, my coaching for everybody listening to this interview is, you need to do this. You need to, the location, you know, Kelly has, or not Kelly, you have an amazing office, Katie. So Katie has an amazing office, but if you don't have an amazing office to bring realtors in, find a place, do it in the realtor's office, do it somewhere, and walk them through how you deliver a rent versus own. Do this for everyone. Now, any advice you have in terms of how you position this lunch and learn for your realtors? Because literally I was out there 2 days ago, and the next day you had all these realtors in a room. Any suggestions on how you pulled that off?
Yeah, so, you know, when you make it about them and it's not about you, that's always going to get you opportunity, right? So I don't think too many people are out there that are actually, you know, in this business because of themselves. I think we all kind of think alike, and we're here to serve people, and to serve people in a big, impactful way, such as buying a home. Realtors are the same way, and we need to treat our realtors the same way too. So how can we, as mortgage planners and loan officers, how can we add value and help them grow their business? Because when they're growing their business and you're working with them, then, you know, it's reciprocal. They're going to give you opportunities. So I just see it as, how can I pour into them, help them grow? And this is the perfect way.
So like, give me the script. If you called one of your agents or you sent an email, exactly what did you say in your email? or your phone call? Like, let us hear how that came out in a conversation.
Yep. So this particular group, it was a team that I work closely with. And so I just sent out a group text and I said, hey guys, I'd love to get together for a lunch and learn. And they know that I conduct these lunch and learns fairly often. So I said, I'd love to get together for a lunch and learn. I've got a strategy that I'd love to show you to help try and get more buyers. So that's all I said. It was that basic. It was that simple. And again, it's all about helping them and giving them something that's tangible. They all want a copy of this presentation. They want to be able to share it with their clients, and they want to put it out on social media. So it's giving them something they can use. And most importantly, it's giving them some knowledge of, let's look at this as an investment opportunity for home buyers rather than let's just get you into a house because rates are low and prices are good. But it's really just focusing on the information of that investment and appreciation piece.
Love that. So a couple things before I wrap this conversation up. I want to remind folks we've got this mortgage strategies page. So if you go to member service, mortgage strategies, and in this, the most recent ad was Josh Metal has taken a TCA. Now this was a refinance situation, and then he's made a video. I'm not going to play it in detail right now, but he's made a video where he's really blown up this strategy, and then he's integrated a TCA into it. You can see a link to this. And I'm showing you guys this for two reasons. One, I want you to see this new ad to our mortgage strategy page. But then I want you to see how Josh has taken this success story, and then he's created a video around it that's on social media. Same thing here. Katie, you could take this Realtor Lunch and Learn that you had, and then you could create a video around it and give it to a bigger audience. So wanted to show that real quick. Everybody, just as a reminder as to how I got there: mortgage coach, member services, mortgage strategies, and there's a bunch of mortgage strategies here. So that particular one is, a rent versus own, or that particular one is this. We've got a rent versus own analysis here. I think this one is the one that Denise Donahue recently did. And we've got links to how she promoted that on social media. So check it out. So Katie, before we wrap, you're going to be on stage at Sales Mastery in less than 60 days.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be talking about? Like, just give
Yeah.
us the high level of what we can expect in Sales Mastery.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to be on stage and share with the audience, whether they be, veteran loan officers or brand new to the business. I'm excited to share how I've grown my business and being able to connect with the audience. And I'm going to be speaking about, there's 3 E's. So it's the empathy, it's the education, and then it's the experience. I really focus on those 3 E's as part of my business. And when I do that, then my business grows and I feel good about coming to work every day and doing what I do. So I'm going to be talking a lot about the experience that I provide along with my realtor partners and kind of what we've created. So this can be a really exciting time for home buyers, not just a stressful and overwhelming feeling, but it's really more of a celebration and a cool experience that they've gone through.
I love that. So guys, think about when she said, like, hey, I was out there on Wednesday. She did this lunch and learn on Thursday. She invited them with a text. The only reason she was able to do that is because she's got a long history of empathy, education, and experience. And when Katie gave him a text saying, hey, I got an idea, come on over, she had people to come on over. So for those of you that are listening to this, if you can't do that, like if you don't have a few realtors that you could text and they're coming over for a lunch and learn, you may have shown empathy, but you have not positioned yourself as an educator, or you would. Like they see her as an educational hub, someone that's not just doing loans, someone that is going to bring them ideas to be more successful. So my hope for everybody is that you will do that. If you have not signed up for Sales Mastery, sign up. I'm interviewing Todd Duncan next Tuesday. We're going to be doing a video. I'm going to be releasing that. And then we're navigating calendars. We should have Todd either on a Friday mastermind or a Tuesday mastermind, but it's not too late. At least make sure you book your hotel. go to Sales Mastery. Is it salesmasteryevents.com? And check it out, everybody. Katie, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for making time. Any last words of wisdom for the mortgage coach community before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. I really appreciate, and I said this at the beginning of the interview, and I'm going to say it again. I say it every time I talk to you. I can't say thank you enough for the support that you offer us, the coaching that you give us. For any new, and you heard me say this the other day, for any new mortgage planner, you spend every Tuesday on those coaching calls, and you get involved in this mastermind community, and you're going to hear from the best, and you are going to kick butt at your business. So I appreciate you. I appreciate the platform that you've created, and I appreciate everyone's contribution. You all make us better.
Thank you, Katie. And please, guys, let us know if you got value from this conversation. Give us a like, give it a love. That's how we know if we're creating the type of content you want. If you're not active in the Mortgage Coach Productivity Mastermind on Facebook, get active. And Katie, appreciate you. Have an awesome weekend. Give my best to Dan.
You too.
And look forward to seeing you at Sales Mastery.
Same.